What are you doing? Where you been?
You said you wanted to break out of jail together?
Yeah, in a video game.
Oh dear.
What's your plan?
Stay the hell away from me, okay?
I'm sure you have good reasons to bust out of here, but I need to get out of here too.
Yeah? Not my problem.
A Way Out starts as a prison drama that tells the tale of two convicts who must try and escape their incarceration in order to enact revenge on a mutual enemy. Unfortunately, due to extreme tonal shifts in gameplay and story, the game falters in the final third and has a frustrating and underwhelming finale. Following Hazelight Studios' success with Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, A Way Out continues the tradition of having dual protagonists, whereas this time the game is strictly co-op, whether that be local or online. In order to make use of this, director Joseph Fares and his team have created a unique dynamic shifting split screen that may change to give more space to the player who's doing something more important, or might split in three to show you if there's a baddie trying to shoot you, or even might swap into like 2.5D if you're playing a modern day remake of Double Dragon. It's all a bit weird, but it works. And so we sat down together to smash our way through the short campaign and experience all the fun little set pieces, minigames, and the overuse of cliches in order to tell you whether this game is fun or if it's a flop.
So, A Way Out.
Yes. A video game that came out recently on everything. Published by EA. Made by Hazelight Studios. The people who made Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons.
Okay.
Which this is pretty much an evolution of, because it's just two people.
And it's strictly co-op.
Strictly co-op.
No single player. So,
No.
all you
Well,
loners out there, unlucky. Game time. You're looking about
it's short.
very short.
About 6 hours.
Yeah, something like that.
6 hours, short and sweet. But
Sorry, go on.
on the positive side, it's only 25 quid.
That's what I was going to say.
And only one of you needs to buy it.
Yeah.
So $12.50 for a good 6 hours. You can't complain.
Yes.
Oh, crap!
Let's talk about graphics. Graphics are for this generation of consoles. They're not bad. They're nothing groundbreaking, but they're okay, aren't they?
They're all right. I was still disappointed though. Like you say, you know, you look at some games that are out now and they look phenomenal. And then I know it's a budget game. I know it's a little. It's not a full game, really. It's
not a AAA title. This
no.
is like an indie developer.
Yeah.
Doing their take of what a big budget game should be on a smaller scale. And some of the textures. There's a few frame rate issues.
Yeah.
The character models. Sometimes you see about 10 of the same chap.
Yeah.
But the main characters are done well, except the chap with the huge
Jesus.
honking nose.
Can we talk about this?
Leo,
You good?
I'm good.
How big is that nose?
So big. Like some
Like-
cutscenes, it was like literally like.
I can't get over that. That should need a
Illegal.
passport.
What is? His nose.
His nose should have a separate passport.
It probably does for the side view.
I could get phone signal off
It
that
looks
thing.
like the what's he called? The child catcher of Mary Poppins.
Yeah. It does as well. That's not
Not a good look.
That's not a resemblance you want.
No, it's not. Aren't you that pedo?
Hang on, any Chitty Chitty Bang Bang? Not Mary Poppins.
That's what I said, isn't it?
There's Mary Poppins, didn't you?
Mary who? But that's the actor's face. I googled it.
So they got someone's face.
It'll be.
So someone's out there with a nose that big.
Yeah, and the game is directed by Joseph Fares, and his brother, Fares.
Get off it. His name's not Fares.
His name's Fares. Is Leo, and he has a humongous
No way.
nose. But
We'll put pictures.
picture Fares. In real life, his nose doesn't look that bad.
His nose doesn't look that bad. The game doesn't do him any
But
justice.
the game does him no justice. I think it's the mutton chops.
And you know, yeah. And you know what? After looking at that and looking back to the game, they've actually nailed that.
Oh yeah, they've clearly done the insert word for dotty face scanning.
yeah, I know what you mean.
They've done that
tennis
for the
ball
main
face.
characters. Yeah, because all the main characters, you have your two protagonists
Yeah.
and their other halves and the bad guy. They're all done really well because they're literally the only characters in it, aren't they, so
Yeah.
to speak. Everyone
Yeah.
else is just no one's.
Yeah. But no, I think looking at that and looking at what the character turns out in the game, they've pretty much nailed that, to be fair.
Yeah.
Stop right there!
Moving on to gameplay. What do you think about the gameplay?
Well, this is my main issue with the game. In basic principle, it's a third-person action adventure, and it's kind of, if it reminds me of the Telltale games where you move around third person, and it's you walk around and you basically just press things, don't you, until it works.
I can't stand Telltale games.
No, I know, but this is.
I know what you're saying,
This
though.
is more Telltale, but if they went in a cinematic direction,
Yeah.
is instead of a more story-based direction, because Telltale is you choose what to say, and this has a bit of that.
Yeah. It's got a hint of that, hasn't
It's
it?
got a hint of it, but I don't think it ever makes a difference.
Like, I was going to say, I don't think it's needed.
No, because if I talk to someone as Vincent and you talk to someone as Leo, you kind of get a bit of a different outcome. Well, you get a different dialogue tree, so to speak.
Yeah.
But it always leads
Always
to
ends
the
up
same.
to the same outcome.
Yeah, the
But there's a few points in the game where Leo will come up with an idea and Vincent will come up with an idea.
Yeah.
And you have to choose. You both have to pick one.
Yeah, that's
And
quite
both
good.
have to choose. I quite like that. That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
you have to agree on certain scenarios of how to progress, and that's
Yeah.
quite interesting.
Whereas Leo's sort of, he tends to go more aggressive and,
Yeah.
loud approach, whereas Vincent's quite clever, quite streetwise and does things quite clever.
The characters
and quiet.
themselves have quite a good dynamic throughout the game.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what the gameplay is based around. You have the Leo character, don't you, who always wanted to be brash and fight and
Yeah.
attack, and Vincent, who's the quiet one, the think through, a bit more rational, which was fine for me, except the fact that when you actually control them, they control identically.
Yeah. And
They fight the same, they shoot the same, they run the same, they crouch the same, they hide the same. I understand why, but replayability, you only replay for those certain choices. It doesn't actually change the dynamic of the game if you play as one or the other,
based on who you're playing
Yeah.
as, yeah.
which I feel they could have done a bit more with that.
See? Problem solved.
So a slight hint of spoilers. Shooting, you mentioned then.
Yeah, in the second half of the game changes dramatically
Yeah.
for me, and it becomes less of a puzzle as more of a third-person shooter. It's fundamentally a cheap Gears of War rip-off.
Rick-off?
A rip-off.
A Rick-off?
A tiny rip-off. After playing a lot of Gears of War, which perfected the third-person shooter for me, and a lot of other third-person shooters, this is definitely the lower end of the scale.
Well, even the hit counters doesn't
That's
really
what I mean.
work.
It doesn't. Everyone feels real spongy. Like you'll shoot a dude with an AK-47, like 4 rounds at him,
he'll just take it like a champ.
and he'll just take him in the face.
Yeah.
The shooting, the recalls, the shooting's not good, but fundamentally that's not what you play the game for. It's just a bit of a letdown towards the end.
Yeah.
Should we talk about the mini games? Because they're pretty good, aren't they?
Mini games.
We had some right fun on the
We
mini games.
spent because we are the most stubborn people ever.
Oh yeah, this game will bring out the worst in you, competitive wise.
Yeah. Because if you're not good mates, you'll end up trading blows.
Oh yeah.
I swear, I nearly threw hands.
I'll fight you. I'll fight you for it.
We've played Connect 4 for about an hour.
Oh god, yeah.
And it's the quietest me and you have ever been. Like my
Literally,
brain, my brain nearly exploded.
Oh yeah, we were shit as well.
And we drew.
We run out of space.
I mean, I'm not the cleverest person in the world, but I was trying so hard to beat your ass.
I was pretending not to be. I was like,
And then I was like, there's a system here somewhere. He's going to mess up somewhere.
don't even care, man.
But no, minigames were class. A bit
are.
stupid when you can go on the moon.
Oh yeah, but they're funny, aren't they?
They are funny. They didn't take itself too seriously, which is what I like, but it was pretty dumb.
Yeah, they are pretty dumb because you got like how many dips can you do?
Oh, yeah.
We went to town on that. didn't we?
Yeah, I got an achievement for that.
Yeah. And
Like in real life, I can do more dips.
Very nice words, but happens to be wrong.
Should we talk about gameplay?
it's faster.
It's good, but this game, if you're achievement seeking, definitely just go out, get this, smash it.
What are we talking? 12 achievements?
12 achievements for 1,000 G.
Easy! That takes us into the AI, which are pretty dumb.
Yeah, AI it's piss poor. It feels like kind of last gen AI. They just
Yeah.
It's very much Metal Gear Solid like 1.
Yeah.
Like patrol a corridor.
Yeah, that's...
And they hear something, they're like, there's a little bar that fills up, isn't it? And they're like, huh?
Yeah. And then it's like, as soon as you move away from, by the time the bars fall, they're like, oh, it was nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just so dumb.
Yeah, AI is not great at all.
Even the dialogue, you know, you catch them saying the same things. Like, if you stay in one area, you'll see them say the same line over and over again, and it's like, surely you could have put more dialogue in there. Do you know what I mean? You know, some guys have got like 2 lines, and it's like, for people who don't know what they're doing, that could drive you insane.
Betty okay?
It's pretty okay.
Is Betty okay?
Betty okay?
What did you think of the sound in the game?
The sound I thought was clever at parts. I think the game forces you to use the sound to your advantage to not get caught in prison.
When you're sneaking about?
Yeah, when you're sneaking about. I thought that was quite clever. I liked the way they incorporated that.
Some of the in-game sound itself is like, some things should make a hell of a lot of sound and they don't.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, how did no one hear that? But
Yeah. For instance,
what I
when
mean?
you're chipping away.
yeah.
Yeah.
When you're chipping away at a wall and the guard's 5 meters away and he can't hear it, and you're like, you can hear the footsteps of the guard, and you can hear yourself chiseling, and you're
Yeah.
like, how can he not hear me?
Or like a porcelain toilet dragged halfway across your cell.
Yeah, and it's like, even the thing is, the sound's that good. You hear the sound effects and it's real loud, and you're like,
And it's crisp as well. It's exactly what you'd expect it to sound like.
and you're like, crap, I'm gonna be caught here.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
he's like, what's going on here, boys?
You, go to sleep.
The voice acting's pretty good, isn't it?
Is it the same as the face?
I think that on IMDb they are down as actors for it, so it's visuals, audio,
And
everything.
voice.
Yeah, and they do a good job.
Yeah, I think they smash it, to be fair, yeah. I think they established that relationship early on.
Yeah, the lines sound believable.
Yeah.
So, what's your plan?
Excuse me?
I know what you're up to.
The situations.
Yeah.
They sound emotional when they need to. They sound quippy when they need to.
Yeah, there's plenty of...
Doc, are you serious? They're too fast, man. Just keep running. Oh, trust me, I'm not stopping. That's for sure.
that from Leo, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's quite sharp-witted.
Yeah, overall, voice acting, it's not going to blow you away because the game's not long enough to, but
Yeah.
it does the job. What do you think of some of the sound effects? Because I had issue with mainly just the gun.
I think it was pretty clean, to be honest. Like, the sound effect, apart from guns aside, I think they've pretty much like nailed it. The sound effects for everything. Do you know what I mean? Everything sounded like I'd expect it to sound.
Yeah, like when they run, they sound like they've got weight to them,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
When they fight, the hits sound
There's-
good.
Yeah, the stealth when you're in tall grass.
Yeah,
There's a bit of rustling going on.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
quite like that. There's a nice little touch. 'Cause
The spoilers.
massive spoilers. It's very sort of cliche.
That's all.
Right at the end, they all both got body armor on. No,
Oh, and they take them off.
no, I want to fight you naked.
Yeah. I got body armor on. Oh, you've got body armor on.
I've got a gun that's somehow been flipped across the room.
There's a gun. Let's have fisticuffs.
Yeah, let's just batter each other. And then even that doesn't even matter because it's literally a button mash to get to the end to get to the gun. And he only won because he got an elite controller.
I'm better at mashing buns.
No, I don't think you are.
Well, it doesn't matter, does it? Because it was shit either way.
It was.
I
shit.
didn't even care. I was that annoyed that the game had done that to me.
I am, mate. But the fact that they took body armor off and then shot him in the chest.
But
could've
all
gone
of
for the
it
head.
could have been solved. Why would... What? There was no need for us to even be fighting at the end, was there?
I know.
No need. We'd kill the baddie, so it should be like, all right, fair enough.
Fair enough, yeah.
But
instead,
no, they're like, no, I won't kill you!
Yeah, no, yeah. It's just
This
this
game
was a bit of a letdown.
This game is brilliant. As just a Prison Break game.
Yeah. It kind of went. It started off really super well.
It gets worse.
And it went-
There's a gradual decline in quality. It kind of picks up in the hospital, and then you get to the shooty bit, and it drops and drops and drops and
when
drops,
when it dropped for me is when you meet up with that woman
and you get the guns.
and you get the gun, you get to pick your guns and stuff
Yeah.
like that, and it's like, and then you've got like a shooting range, you can try out your guns, and it's like,
It's clearly like this is a different game now.
yeah.
Final question. Is this game fun
Or dumb.
or no? The title is Fun or Flop.
Oh yeah. I thought dumb might be fun. It was close though, isn't it?
That's staying in. Jack, let me ask you the most important question of all of this. Is this game fun or is it a flop?
It's a toughie, but I'd say fun.
Yeah, I'd say based on the price alone.
Based on the price, based on me and you being really good mates and we'd have a laugh, based on the originality of it.
Yeah, it's completely an original idea for the first
Yeah.
half of the game.
It's fun.
Yeah.
I'd definitely suggest it.
I'd say if you've got a good mate that you can play it with, why don't you just buy it, tell your mate to get online,
We
and
even went halves. You can even go halves on it.
it's the best.
What's that,
It's one of
13
the
quid?
It's one of the best 4 hours that you can play co-op nowadays because games don't have co-op.
Don't have, especially not local co-op. That
No.
and that if they do, they don't do it that well.
No, this is the best co-op game I've played in a long time.
So if you enjoyed this video game review, make sure you leave a comment what you'd like us to review next. Follow us on Twitter, athoughts on Twit. Follow us on Instagram, Average Thoughts Gram. YouTube, Average Thoughts. Facebook's Average Thoughts. Go find us. Right. Our next review will probably be Infinity War. You can't laugh at me when I'm mid-speech. Our next review will probably be Infinity War, which isn't until next week, but until then the cinemas are quite dead. So,
And speaking of dead, we need to go take care of Mr. Gibbons.
we?
Oh yeah.